Hey everybody, welcome back into the closet.
What's up, what's up?
We are getting ready to chit-chat about Angie's new adventure. She's going to be not a guinea pig.
No.
Not really a guinea pig.
No.
She has a goal. She has a little experiment she's been wanting to try.
Yes.
And it's in the fitness world arena where she thrives. So it's going to have to do with nutrition and fitness, training, reaching some new goals.
Right. Because I've been in the industry for quite a while, and I've had a fitness journey of my own. I've had a transformation of my own. Maybe not as grandiose as some people's transformation, but I think I've made a pretty good transformation. But when you reach a certain, I don't want to say level. Well, yeah, I mean it is. Once you reach a certain level,
you always want new challenges, right?
Yes, it's hard to. I don't want to stay stagnant, I guess. I want to see how far I can push my body, to see what my body can do. I've lost the weight, I've put on muscle, I've leaned out, I've done that. But now I want to see how far I can go. So, for the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be on this little training regimen. My friend Cody's going to help me with this. He's won some bodybuilding competitions, Mountaineer Classic 1 year. He's going to kind of help me along the way and coach me in how the competitors train in the gym and in the kitchen. Now, no, I'm not going to compete. I have no interest in competing, and maybe I'll get into the reason why in a minute. I have absolutely zero interest in competing, but I've always been curious to see if my body can kind of get going that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get down to the nitty gritty where they pull all the water out of their body, and I'm not going to take all the supplements that they take. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to do the food and
the training
and the gym. Right. So it's going to be some restrictions for me. What it's going to be is I've been doing intermittent fasting for a couple of months. Jeff did it too. Actually,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're doing it now, which I love. Before that, I've dabbled in carb cycling, which I love carb cycling. So I've been all over the map as far as nutrition goes. But I guess the difference in what I've been doing in intermittent fasting and this is, well, I'm not going to be fasting. And I'm, instead of eating 2 meals and a snack, which I've been eating during IF, I'll be eating 6 meals a day.
Right.
And I'm taking my carbs way down. So I've been eating anywhere from, 100 to 125 grams of carbs every day, and I'm taking it down to 50 per day. So it'll be 25 for breakfast and 25 post-workout.
Yeah, so that 25 post-workout isn't even going to exist because it's going to get
right
ate up quick.
Well, we're going to play around with it. I may choose to do all 50 grams of carbs post-workout.
Right.
So I'm not sure yet. We're going to mess around with it.
Yeah.
And then 1 refeed day a week. So it's not really a cheat day. Like right now I'm used to having a cheat day. You know how we do.
Explain the refeed.
Okay, well,
what that means.
It's just because my body has been in such a carb restriction all week.
Right.
You're basically your body, when you're bodybuilding, when you're trying to build muscle and train that way.
Right.
Your body needs those carbs for fuel and for energy and to replenish. So when you take them way down, refeeding it is a way to kind of put them all back in there, if that makes sense. It's a refeed. You've not fed your muscle with the carbs. Now you're going to take 1 day and you're going to do it. But it's not a cheat day in essence of anything you want to eat all day long.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's basically 1 refeed meal. So it's just going to be a little more carbs in that meal.
In that one meal.
And
is that going to be right after a workout, or is it just going to be just a refeed day? It's not going to have anything to do with the workout.
No, actually it's on rest day.
It's on a rest day.
It's on a rest day, and then the following day.
Mess with your body a little bit.
Yeah, the following day will be a heavy lift, so it'll be like a lot of compound movement, like a lot of back.
Gotcha. So you're going to feed it, and then you're going to do some heavy stuff.
Yes.
You're going to do some real.
So I can utilize what I've put in my body.
Any compound, like what type of compound motions?
Well,
because we're assuming that people listening are going to be like compound.
Okay, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for.
That's okay. A compound movement is something that's working more than one muscle group at a time. So, one arm rows is a good compound movement. Deadlift is a good compound movement. I don't really do a lot of deadlifts.
Lots of muscle.
Is a good,
your
good
hamstrings and your butt. And
because a lot of times when you lift, I mean, when you do chest press, you're using your primary muscle you're working is your chest, but secondarily you're working your front delts. You're also working your triceps. So no isolation. So bicep curls, that's not what I'm talking about. Bicep curls is an isolation. You're only working your biceps in a bicep curl.
This is like the what's the like you said, like the one arm rows, or when we do the back exercise where we're over the bar when we have it and we pull up on the back. I mean, it really gets your biceps too.
Because when you're doing like, okay, so for instance, if you're doing a one arm row, you're working your upper back, you're working your lats.
Your lat, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're working
and your
more,
bicep a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. And if you're doing a bent over row, if you switch your grip to underhand grip, you can put your biceps into it.
Right.
You're working your upper back, and if you're angled just right, you even can throw your lats into it too. So
that's
what I mean. So like a heavy day, like back or legs or something like that. Something that's going to take a lot of energy. So I'm going to switch stuff up like that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I have expectations, but as long as I don't quit, I'm gonna see some sort of results that I probably haven't seen because I'm doing things so differently.
Absolutely.
So I'm not worried about failing at it because as long as I don't quit, I'm not going to fail.
And you're not going to quit.
No, I'm not going to quit. I don't quit.
I haven't known you to quit.
No, there's no way.
You're going to be in the hospital if you quit.
Exactly.
And then you're going to come out and you're going to finish.
Exactly.
So
we'll see what happens. But here's the kicker. And Jeff, if you haven't listened to our carnivore podcast, you should go back and listen to it because a month or so ago, Jeff went on a carnivore diet and he was under major restrictions. He was doing it for a month.
Very major.
So, but what I was getting right, I prefaced that to say, the biggest challenge for me in this whole 8 weeks is going to be I can't have wine.
Your baby.
Wine is my baby. That's my phone tonight.
Daggone, girl.
It's always one of us.
Yeah.
I can't have wine. And if you don't know me.
She loves her Chardonnay.
I love my Chardonnay. I have it every night.
A little wine down.
2.5 glasses. I've had 2.5 glasses a night for years. I don't think I've missed. If I've only missed, it's because I've been sick.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I still, unless it's something like a stomach thing I had, but I don't even remember. But anyway.
Yeah, but and you know what? If you're like me at all, because I'd been having a glass or two a night for years, and then I go on this carnivore diet. So I hit the carnivore diet, and I'm like, I can't have a drink for a month.
I know.
Right? I wasn't worried about the month. I was worried about day 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I addicted? Am I going to have serious problems? You know what I mean? I worried about that a little bit.
I'm really worried about that. Because and
it was fine. I mean, I had trouble going to sleep, but I was thinking, man, am I going to be sitting up at night popping Motrin, trying to keep from having this horrible headache because I'm dependent? But I guess I'm not. So we'll see how you do.
Yeah, I am worried about it. I just plopped myself down on the bed a minute ago because I poured one of my last glasses of wine for 8 weeks, and I literally told Jeff, I was like, I'm gonna miss it. It's weird.
It's a habit.
It's a huge habit.
It's a habit. It's like a physical, mental. It's all these things, and that's why people get stuck on things because it's such a comforting thing.
Yes.
Just going through the motion every night of getting your cup, getting your ice.
Yes.
Ice in the wine.
I know.
Getting your
we talked about this.
Chardonnay.
I know.
It's like that. All that whole process is it starts to tell your mind
you're winding down.
We're
you're
coming down.
Yeah.
We're going to be in a good place soon.
Yeah.
And we're going to sleep, and we're going to have. You know what I mean? So that's a whole correction period that's going to take weeks to change, and then you're going to change, and you're going to be like,
Yeah, I feel like that. I have to. I'm going to have to replace that wine drink, I feel like, with another drink, with some sort of, I'm thinking, because it's September, it's not.
Hopefully it'll cool down.
I was going to say, it's freaking hot out today, but
it's too hot.
I'm thinking of replacing it with some hot tea.
Yeah.
Some sort of teas. Maybe the last tea. Maybe I'll have a couple. Of course, there'll be decaf.
And some of that sleepy time tea with the melatonin in it.
That's what I was thinking. Like my last glass of tea, if I have 2 cups of tea, maybe the last one will be the sleepy time tea, and maybe I'll sleep better because I have not been sleeping good. Jeff thinks maybe it's the wine. I don't, because I've been drinking wine for a long time and I haven't had trouble. But the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been sleeping horribly. So maybe the sleepy time tea. Maybe it's anxiety of what's to come. I don't know.
No, I think too. It could be the last 2 or 3 weeks. You have this terrible. You get anxiety when things change, and you always do when school starts for the kids. And we go through all of the stress of buying clothes and getting everybody ready and school supplies and making sure and dealing with all of our teenage daughters, getting ready to go to high school, all of their emotions, all of their needs, all of their, you know what I mean? So I think you always go through that anxiety. So maybe that's kind of, you went from getting up at a decent time to now you're getting up at 5. So you're probably going to sleep thinking, oh, I got all these responsibilities in the morning that I didn't have for 2 months.
No, I think you're right.
And now you're like, if I don't get up, this family don't run, because you're the engine. So I think that in the back of your head probably has you not sleeping well.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
No,
but I've been around you for 20-some years.
Yeah, you know how.
So I kind of see this coming every year.
Right.
I see it coming whenever if there's really significant changes. I know usually what's going to happen and how you're going to act. But you handle it great. It's just I know it messes with you subconsciously.
But then you always buy me my favorite bottle of wine and everything's okay. So now what are we going to do?
Oh, man.
I'll get some seltzer water.
And you know what? That's what I did. I drank a lot of that, but it's not the same. So don't get your hopes up. But the tea might help, and maybe I don't know.
We're going to find out. I'm excited because not only is it going to be fun to watch me physically change, but like you said, without having this mental crutch that I have. Hopefully it's just mental. Hopefully it's not physical too. But every night it's going to be good training for my mind and for my soul, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it is, and I think that's what we always talk about. I mean, not as much on here. We probably should more often, but we always talk to our kids. We talk to ourselves. It's like the American way is you're supposed to get to a place and not have struggle and be, happy and not have to work as hard. Well, we don't believe that. That's bullcrap. Our entire lives, we should be challenging ourselves. We should be struggling with something.
Oh, my goodness.
To develop and to grow the way we were built. The way we were made is to struggle. We've struggled from the beginning no matter what you're born into. Of course, there are certain situations where you struggle more for survival. But, I mean, we're supposed to put ourselves through challenges. And I think this is a really good mental challenge, and it's going to be a struggle, but it's nice to give yourself some challenges in life.
Oh, for sure. My biggest one of my biggest fears is complacency, is just being complacent. And that's why I'm always working on something. I'm always doing something different. I'm always having a little challenge. Now, this is a big challenge for me. But
I like to be financially complacent for me. Good Lord.
You know what I mean? Complacency, is scary. I mean, you've got to always have a goal. You got to always have something that you're working towards. You need to have small short-term short-term goals and long-term goals. People always seem to set long-term goals.
You can't execute them. You got to execute.
You have to set short-term goals.
You got to set short-term goals. Of course, sure, you can put, I want to be here in 5 years. I want to be there. But if you don't have a plan of action, because I'm the guy that made that mistake. Pie in the sky when I was in my 20s and 30s. And you're like, I'm going to be a baller. I'm going to do this. Here's my goal. Here's what I'm going to do. But I never really, I relied solely on talent. Mm-hmm. And I didn't rely on a plan. I didn't put it in place to say, I got to hit this today. I got to do this today. And if I can do this today, I get to that next step. But
that's the biggest thing I tell my clients when they have their consultation with me. I always ask them, what's your workout regimen? And they always say, well, not always, but most of them say, oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I come in the gym and I get on the treadmill and I'll go do some machines. No. You need a plan. If you don't have a plan, you may not do anything. You may come into the gym, see it's crowded, and go walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes because it's so crowded. There's so many meatheads in the weight area. All the machines are taken, so you walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes. You break a little teeny bit of a sweat and then you go home. But if you had a plan, a physical, actual written out plan saying, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, you can check. You're more likely to stay, do your plan, and then reach your goal. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned through you going on this journey and taking us through this journey of being a personal trainer and a nutrition specialist and all this stuff. It's like, I didn't realize, because back when I used to work out, I used to just go to the gym and I'd do the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
Not every time, but I might have for a whole year, I might do arms one day, but I would do the exact same exercise for the entire year, the exact same program for the entire year.
Can't do that.
And I didn't realize, like we just said, our bodies and minds they're literally built to be challenged, and they will learn what you're doing.
Oh, it's muscle memory.
And you will not develop.
It'll stop reacting. And that's another thing. You're exactly right. I tell my people, and I I'm in the gym day in and day out, and I see, the same people come in and out of the gym, and I know that I can think of at least 4 right now. I've been at that gym going on 2 years, and these same 4 people, I can come in and I can watch their first exercise to figure out what muscle they're working that day. Oh, they're doing legs today? Okay, they're going to do this, then they're going to go do this, then they're going to go over and do this, then they're going to throw this in. I mean, I can tell you their exact workout.
And their muscles know it too.
They have not changed. You've got to change it up
you can't get results.
At least 6 to 8 weeks. We do this one program. It's a 12-week program, but it's a program. And within the program, it's 12 weeks. It's periodization. Within the program, you're changing week to week, like your reps
right,
and your weight loads.
Yeah,
so you're still
yeah.
changing, even if it's a 12-week program. You've got to constantly be changing. But go ahead.
I think it's important too, because I didn't realize it. It's important too, cardiovascular wise, because people think, oh, I'm getting my cardio in, like I'm being heart healthy, or I'm being, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But if you do the exact same thing,
right,
whatever diseases or whatever's trying to, they can beat you, because they know. I mean, your body
smart.
knows.
Yeah.
So you really got to switch things up. You got to challenge yourself, and you got to push yourself, and you got to change the way you do cardio. Maybe you walk on a steep incline so many days a week, and then you jog.
Right.
And then maybe you do Tabata timing, or maybe you do, some ropes or jump rope, or shoot. You can just do, you can just do like compound movements.
Right.
And get your heart rate
yeah.
through the roof.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
I mean, just with kettlebells, you can do a squat and a press, and a squat and a press, and you can be like dying after.
Right.
But anyway.
No, I agree. And back to the goals, though, I want to touch on it again, because a lot of times my clients will come in and say, oh, I need to lose like 50 pounds in 6 months. And I said, what are your other goals? Well, I mean, really, that's it. I just really want to lose that 50 pounds in 6 months. And I have to talk to them and say, let's break it down. What do you want to do this month? Like, what's your goal for this month? It's fine to have that long-term goal of 50 pounds in 6 months, but what do you want to lose? Can we shoot for 5 pounds this month, or 7 pounds this month? They don't think about it that way, because then when they reach that goal of 5 pounds this month, they've reached a goal. And that fuels you. That makes you want to go harder. That makes you want to go,
right.
Makes you want to stick with it, because, oh my gosh, I'm working towards my goal.
That makes complete sense. And that's what I love about the way you deal with you're more of a consultant. When you deal with your clients, it's not like sales. Like, I'm in sales. So I'm more of a consultative approach in sales. And that's what I teach my guys when I'm training them, is you don't want to go in with the mindset is, I've got to have this sale, or I've got to have this client, or I've got to get what happens is that person comes in and says, I need to leave 50. Here, you're great, Ange Fitco. I need to lose 50 pounds in 6 months. And you're like, we can do it. Sign up with me. We can get you there. I can get you there. No, you dig, you drill down, you say, well, why do you want to lose 50 pounds?
Right.
What's that mean to you? You know what I mean? Like, you get in their psyche.
Oh.
And then a lot of times you come and you tell me, like, you don't ever really tell me who you're talking about. I don't know the client. But, I mean, the revelations, they come about on their own from you just kind of open it up. It's like they didn't even realize. And the thing is, you can't have success if you don't, like, have those short-term goals and like the right mindset moving forward.
Oh yeah, and you can't get there either. I always make, if you don't know what your obstacles are, I always make them tell me what has been your obstacles for you not to get to this goal in the past, or if this is a new goal, what obstacles do you foresee getting in your way of this? Because you need to know them up front, and you know what I mean. So if you have a lot of people say, well, I mean, I work like 9 to 5, then I got to go home, I got to get the kids, and this kind of thing, where kids might be in the way, or a spouse might be in the way, or a job might be in the way. You have to know that and be able to write that down and figure out ways around it. Yep. Okay, so these are they're not going anywhere. Right. Your kids aren't going anywhere. Hopefully your spouse isn't going anywhere, and hopefully your job's not going anywhere. Okay, so those are in your life. They're not going. They're constants. So you've got to get around them. They're obstacles. Okay, not to be negative about those 3 things, but they're obstacles to get in the way of going to the gym. Okay, or to reach your goals, or to meal prep. So I help them figure out a plan to get over those obstacles. Okay?
So you don't not only help them, the easy part for you is really the part where you get to put together a physical fitness plan for them. That's the easy part.
Oh, I can do that.
This is the hard part. This is where you get people to say out loud, I've got to overcome these obstacles that have nothing to do with me losing weight.
Yeah.
They have everything to do with them losing weight. Everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, how many times have we seen, we're fortunate because we're both into this fitness stuff. But if one person has no desire, eats terrible, doesn't want to work out, thinks it's stupid you go to the gym, I mean, that is very hard to overcome.
Oh, sure. And when they have a spouse like that or a significant other like that, I immediately suggest that they find either a gym partner or an accountability partner that has like goals, because you can't always make your spouse comply with what you're doing. Right. Okay, you can't.
You want them to support you.
You do want them to, and most of them do. But even if they don't participate themselves, but still, you have to have some sort of accountability partner. It doesn't even have to be a trainer. Just find someone who has like goals and agree to each other that you're going to keep each other accountable. I mean, and I think you have
people like that. I know you had a couple. I remember for a good year or two that their husbands had nothing to do with working out. They made fun of them. But those 2 girls bonded, became really close. They didn't even know each other before your classes.
Right.
And that's how they stayed accountable, is they became close friends. They had similar goals.
Yes.
So that's great advice.
Yeah, it's just important to do that. And then somewhere along the way, I make them admit to a reason why they haven't started in a fitness routine or to get themselves in shape or whatever their goals are. And normally, because I know what I'm searching for, because the main reason people don't start is because of fear. Fear of failing.
Yes.
Fear of not getting the results they want.
Yes.
And then we talk about how, just like I said a minute ago, you will not fail if you don't quit.
That's right.
So failure's not even in the equation if you go in the mindset of I'm not quitting.
Right.
So you're not failing.
But that's what you do so well, because I get to see it all the time, is you hold people accountable, you hold their hands. They have to really say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want you in my life. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You're really good about staying with people and following up, which I think most, and I don't know this for sure, but I think most people in your business and a lot of business, it's like when that client shows up at the door, they check in, they work out with you, they get their lecture, they get their stuff, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, you're texting these people, you message these people, you check up on them when on vacations. You say, they're having this problem, they struggle with this, or they had something going on and they missed a few weeks. And you're always, which is pretty awesome that you develop those relationships. I know it can be a strain, of course, but that's just being great at what you do.
Well, I actually care. And because I've been there. I've been, some of my clients have more weight to lose than I had to, and some have less weight than I had. That doesn't matter. I've still been to the point of struggling. I've been to the point of just being so down on yourself and not loving the way you look, not loving yourself, not being confident, not feeling good about it. I've been there. So I know how they're feeling. Like exactly how they're feeling.
Well, and I think you're the perfect person to talk to, because when going back to where you said expectations, we got to set the right expectations and not give up, because your story, you went, it took you years
Yes.
to get to the level where you're like, okay. I mean, you had a year, and then you hit this huge plateau where you couldn't break through. You weren't, you had to change diet stuff to try to break through. You had to do all the, and I mean, I remember you were really frustrated. It was, I mean, I'm talking like 3 years. People think they're going to come in the gym, start working out, and in 6 months or 3 months, and that's the problem with Instagram. That's the problem with Facebook. That's the problem with, they see these things where in 6 weeks you can go from 280 to 210 and shredded, and I'm talking for dudes.
It's ridiculous.
That's not gonna happen.
No, and just like I'm starting this, well, it's called Ange Fitco Squats and Stuff Challenge. It's an 8-week challenge for a booty transformation, a lower body transformation.
You got that?
And I had somebody say, so I'm gonna, I forget how she worded it. So I'm gonna get an amazing booty in 8 weeks. I said no. Now some people would sell and be like, yes, you're gonna look amazing. Right. I said no, but you're gonna be closer to that goal than you are now.
Right, and I love that attitude. You're getting them in, you're getting them working. They're going to feel it. They're going to see it. They're going to feel results. But it's a journey that you don't ever stop. Right. And, I mean, you want to, I don't know why people don't do it more often, but you want to try to underpromise and overdeliver. And your business is so hard because you're dealing with different people in chemistry and biology and different people's hereditary build, and then they've got to, some people react quicker than others.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you go do you could lose you could shred down to 115 pounds. You're what, 135 now?
138.
Muscle, and you could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to get to 120. And this girl, she gets on the she starts doing cardio every day. You just react so freaking well to cardio. Right, and some people can do all the cardio in the world and not budge. I know. It's your body, everybody's body reacts different. Everybody's metabolism is different. And that's what people don't understand. That's why you cannot compare yourself to anyone, because they're not you. My body reacts to the carnivore diet. Well, yes, yes. Some people react well to carb cycling. Some people don't do as well on carb cycling. Right, some people do great on intermittent fasting. Some people are like, oh my gosh, that did not work for all. Everybody is different. And you cannot, I have never promised someone results because I can't babysit you all the time. Yes, you come to the gym and you kill your workouts because I put you through a workout and I don't let you not kill your workouts. But then you go home. I don't know what you eat. You can write down on paper what you eat. You can text me what you eat. You can put in my fitness pal what you eat. But you can also lie about it. Well, I mean, you give yourself outs and excuses and you say, and you know what? It's okay to fall. But it's best if they're honest with you, right? I mean, I've done it a million times. I'm like, somebody's not getting the results, and I see their damn Oreos. I see they're working out hard. They're in the gym all the time. Then I ask them about what they're eating, and they tell me, and it's all good stuff. Okay, that goes on for a week, a month. They're telling me they're eating all this good stuff, and then finally, when the results aren't happening, I just have to call them out and be like, "You're lying to me. What are you eating? Because you're killing the gym, or there's a medical condition." Yeah, you've had that happen, which is crazy. I have had that figuring that out. Yeah, but they'll say, "Oh, well, I mean, I guess I did have that bag of Cheetos, and I mean, I had a couple Oreos before bed. Well, and then I had like a bowl of cereal the other night because I was so hungry and I just wanted something fat." That all adds up. There's your problem. But you're not telling that part like it's not existing. Like if I don't tell her or if I don't put it in my fitness pal, then it didn't happen. No, it happened. And then, but yes, I did have one girl, like she swore on everything. She was like, "Angie, I swear to you, I'm not cheating on my food. I promise you, I would tell you." And I'm like, then you need to go to the doctor. Like you might have a thyroid issue or something. Like there's something going on because she was killing her workouts. Yeah. Like killing. I remember you telling me about that. And long story short, she did have a thyroid problem, and they put her on medication, and then everything started lining out. But you just, you can't lie through it. No, it's an honest journey, and you can get the results. It's just, I think, well, it's like, it's life, expectations. And I think you do a great job of helping people with the expectations of what's going to happen short term
Right.
and long term. And I think it's a long term, fitness is a long term thing, and it's about health with you, and it's about feeling good, and it's about, and I see the people that you work with and you inspire that you don't even train.
Yeah.
And the life changes they've made and how excited they are to talk to you about it, and the differences they've made in their lives, and they're better people all the way around because they feel better.
Well, my biggest goal when I work with these people, it makes me so happy. Yes, when I can help people reach their goals. Yes, that makes me happy. But what makes me happier is when they actually start loving the process. That's my main goal when I meet with any client for the first time. I want to get you to the point where you love the process. You'll get frustrated because I love the process, but I get frustrated.
And you used to not.
But I want them to absolutely love, most of the time, working out and trying to eat right and trying to get because when you start loving it, then you will stick with it.
Yes.
And that's why I don't go so, I don't even know what the word is, like balls to the wall with my clients. Like some personal trainers would disagree with me.
Yeah, but they
They would say, you got to start working out 6 days a week. You got to start eating clean right now. No, we don't do it that way at Ange Fico. We do it slowly.
Well, and you're big on not giving up things that you're not going to, it's not a
Yes.
fad thing. If you're not going to give up alcohol,
right,
don't give it up to try to get a 3-month goal.
right. And that's one of the first, when I start somebody's meal plan, if they want me to do a meal plan, I ask them, is there anything that you eat or drink right now that you are not anywhere in the near future willing to give up? And then I factor those macros, those calories, whatever that would, carbs, everything, into their diet. So if it's coffee with cream, I factor that in. If it's my 3 glasses of wine every night is factored into my macros because I know good and well, except for this 8 weeks coming up, I'm not giving it up. Now, if they sit here and give me a stupid list of like, well, I'm not giving up pizza, I'm not giving up burgers, then we're going to have a talk because you have to give up some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But everybody has that one thing. They're like, okay, I'll give up sweets or I'll give up chips,
live, yeah.
but I can't give up my coffee and my pumpkin spice cream.
Right.
Then don't give it up. But you are going to have to give up some
You're going to have
stuff.
to give up some stuff, or you're going to
Absolutely.
have to limit it. Like
Yes.
say, I'm going to, like me now. I love ice cream. I love cake. I love brownies.
But you eat it once a week.
Once a week,
Right.
I allow myself to have whatever I want.
But
and then I don't worry about the rest. But I used to enjoy Oreos every day.
There are a lot of personal trainers out there, and it's fine. If this is your
Everybody's
philosophy,
got their own
it's
philosophy.
100% fine. And if
Right.
it's the way you treat your clients, that's great. It's fine. It's not what I'm saying. But there are a lot of personal trainers that are like, do not believe in cheat day. Because they're like, why would you sabotage everything you just worked for all week for a cheat meal? But I don't believe that you are. But that's
Kind of
just
shakes
me.
your body up a little bit, doesn't it? Or
But
maybe I don't
it
know.
does. It does, in my opinion. But what you do have to be careful of, and what I do more of my clients of, is if that cheat day or that cheat meal is a slippery slope for you, then maybe you shouldn't do a cheat meal.
Right.
But if you
right.
can have one meal or one day where you have a little fun, and then the very next day you're right back on it hardcore, it's good for your mind. It's good for the emotion of it. It's good for just like, okay, it's Thursday, your cheat day Saturday. Do you really want pizza on Thursday? But Saturday you can have pizza. You can get through Thursday.
Absolutely. And it's so much more satisfying for some reason.
It is, because you've worked so hard to get to this meal and you enjoy the meal and then you get right back on it. I am pro cheat meal. I am also, you'll have some personal trainers who are like, no days off. I'm not like that either. You need to take a rest day.
Sure.
You need to chill. So, everybody's different. But basically, at the end of the day, I try to get my clients to love the journey. Because when you love the journey and embrace the journey, you will stay on the journey. If you hate the journey, you dread the journey gets on your nerves, the journey is a burden, why are you going to go on the trip?
Right. How long do you think it takes? Do you have like a time frame, like for some people like that you've had that have been like, either you didn't know that they love it or you knew they're committed, and all of a sudden, now they're the people that they may be training with you still, they may not, but they absolutely, they change from people that you weren't sure that they were
Yes.
fitness people at all
Yes.
to now they live for it.
Yes.
How long do you think that takes?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, is it 30 days? Is it like that
No.
habit deal, like
No.
where you do something for 30 days?
No, it's not a habit deal. It's way more than that.
So 60 days?
I think everybody's different, but I have some people who I thought, oh, this isn't going to last, and they are still kicking it. And actually, there's one girl who is actually studying for her personal training certification.
Inspired her.
She's made an amazing transformation, and it's so great. And she is her passion behind it. She's getting her kids involved with it. She's inspiring me. I mean, it's amazing. But it's different for everybody. But what I always say is a fitness journey it's called a journey for a reason. It's not a little trip. It's not a weekend trip. It's an actual journey. It's a lifetime journey that I'm still on, because look at what I'm doing for 8 weeks.
That's why you're doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're switching it up.
It's a never-ending journey, and it has to be, because when you start getting when you're happy with where you are and you become complacent, that's when you're going to start going backwards.
I agree 100%.
So that's just it. But
we'll see how
this 8 weeks goes. I don't know. I didn't get into why I really don't want to compete, and maybe I will when we do another.
We'll do another update. You can talk all about that. Because
there is some psychological things behind why I don't want to actually physically get on the stage and compete. But we'll get to that another time. But I'm just going to enjoy this last glass of wine I'm having right now. Well,
have at it. I'm going to get me a glass.
Actually, this is my one of 3. I'm probably going to have.
You're going to have 3 tonight. You're going to go crazy. She's gonna soak it in.
I am, but I'm excited to see what happens, and you guys are going to keep me motivated and accountable along the way.
This is going to be great. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful whatever it is for you right now.
All right, bye.
Bye.